Greetings, viewers. This is King H. I decided to make a post earlier today and put on Facebook on several groups that I'm part of, so that I could get the attention or get the input of others, so others respond. And the reason why I decided to write this quote or statement is because after watching Don Partial's show, The Hot Seat, with Eric Tato, then Tapang Ivo, and then yesterday, which is the Monday, today's Tuesday. Yesterday Monday, he had Milton on the hot seat, and when you look at these three people, Milton is a great. I never really knew much about him, but from the way he spoke, shows an air of leadership. You know, somebody that can do stuff when it comes to Southern Cameroon, and who has been doing stuff when it comes to Southern Cameroon. But after watching these three different figures, three different people, from Eric Tato to Tapang Iwatanko to Milton, the way these three people interacted with Don Pasha, you could tell that Tapang Iwatanko, you know, stood out differently because he was so arrogant. He was so he belittled, demeaned Don Pasha in his own show that he's hosting. He demoralized. He belittled the guy to a point where, you know, as a comrade, it shouldn't be like that. Even though you're from different, you have different ideas and different perspectives and different way of seeing things. But all these people are fighting for the revolution. They are putting in their effort in the revolution. I mean, as a matter of fact, Tapang Ivo Tanko attacked Don Pasha and said that Don Pasha is the one that killed General Ivo and that he has evidence. What evidence? Don Pasha was somewhere, I think he's in Europe or so, and the fighting is down in Cameroon, in southern Cameroon, and people are shooting at people. And somebody probably killed General Ivo, but he's claiming that it's Don Pasha that killed him. Kill him how? Did he take the gun and shot General Ivo? No, he didn't. It's a war. People have all the groups have different ideas, different perspectives, and they don't tend to want to work as a team, you know, a collective team that is fighting against the enemy like Republic of Cameroon. But my point of having this discussion is because after watching these three people speak in the hot seat, it showed a different light from these people, and it gave the revolution more perspective, more understanding, and a way to figure out what is next. Which is why I decided to write a statement, because Dr. Samuel Sako and Dr. Cho Ayaba, whether you like it or not, are two influential people in this revolution. Being it positive or negative, but they're two influential people. And it will be good. It will be great to have them on the hot seat, since they represent the people. And in representing the people, you should be able to answer questions that are concerning the revolution, which is why I decided to write this statement. I said, if Dr. Cho Ayaba and Dr. Samuel Sako refuse the invitation to the hot seat, then they do not represent the people. They do not represent Southern Cameroon. They only represent their interests. I didn't put the interest part, but I'm adding it more to it. Because you can't say you represent the people and you cannot answer questions that concerns the people, that concerns the revolution. 16,000 people have been killed. Citizens. People have lost their brothers, sisters, cousins, mothers, wives, children, unborn children, pregnant women with, you know, babies killed. 16,000 and counting. So it is vital to see these two men, Dr. Cho Ayaba and Dr. Samuel Sako, you know, come to the hot seat and answer questions, pertinent questions that the people would want to listen to, and then understand why what they're doing, understand why they're doing what they're doing, and why, you know, they're doing it, in other words. But I was having attacks from both sides, from Joe Ayaba surrogacy to the entire government surrogacy. But our revolution is at a standstill at this point right now because of so much division, so much infighting, so much insults from all groups. If you notice, the groups of Ayabacho and the group of the interim government are spending so much time fighting each other on ground zero, using military forces that should be used to chase out the invaders, to chase out the colonizers, to chase out La République du Cameroon. But that they spend much time, much effort to fight among themselves, and in a nation like Southern Cameroon that is small, which means there should be more unity, there should be more togetherness, there should be more teamwork that would speed the fighting of the revolution. And because these two groups that are supposed to be the giant of Southern Cameroon, fighting for the people of Southern Cameroon who have been killed by La République, 16,000 and counting, but these people decide to spend more time fighting each other on Facebook and off Facebook. I say this because I don't believe in love. To me, love doesn't exist. It's not real. It's not tangible. I believe in logic. I believe in understanding. I believe that in order to do something, teamwork is the best. They say more hands on deck, accomplish the goal. If Cho Ayaba and Samuel Sako could put a stop on fighting each other on ground zero, using military that is supposed to be used against the enemy, used against La République du Cameroon, if that energy could be used on La République du Cameroon instead on Southern Cameroonians themselves, instead of Anglophones themselves, if that energy could be used against La République du Cameroon, I think, and I believe by now, after 3 or 4 years that we've been fighting, we would have been able to liberate certain towns, certain even counties inside Southern Cameroon. But because these two main actors in the revolution of Southern Cameroon spend more time, spend more effort to fight each other on ground zero and on the internet. We are spending, this is the 4th year, and I'm quite sure it's going to enter the 5th year, and nothing will be accomplished. We will only have the high numbers of people who have been killed either by like Republic of Cameroon or killed by the military of Southern Cameroon, ADF and AMF. But I said, I don't believe in love because love doesn't exist. I believe in what makes sense. I believe that unity is the key to solve the problems in Southern Cameroon. Unity is the key to solve the problems in Africa. Unity is the key to solve racism in the world. But what type of unity are we talking about? Because if we're talking about unity among the population of the people in the world, that will end racism. I don't believe that, because racism is based on power, based on different race having power. And the people of Africa have the population, or the people of the black people in the world have the population, yet they're not united to create a structure of power that they could use to stop or end racism. But they only want to depend on other ways to fix the problem. We blacks are the one being inflicted with pain and agony and racism. Yet we expect the white man or the Asian man or the Chinese man or the Russian man to fix racism. Meanwhile, they are racist because they have to survive. Racism is about power. Who has the power? Who has the financial power? Who has the military power? Who has, it's about power. And so long as black people in the world do not have the power, they will still have to face racism, even with the protests and riots. After everything is done, after the protests and the riots, and they've been having protests and riots from a from 10, 20, 50, 30, 40, 50, 100, 200, 300 years, and racism still has not ended. Which means even if we have more riots and protests in the future, racism would not end, because so long as black people do not have the financial power, do not have the military power, do not have the political power, they would not have the will to change what must be changed when it comes to racism. So why am I bringing this up? This also still has to connect with what is happening in the revolution in Southern Cameroon, because there's so much disunity among the groups and the leaders with the surrogates of followers are fighting only for their own groups for supremacy in order to fight against the bigger enemy like Republic of Cameroon. We will not have the opportunity to win this revolution. And one thing I've noticed is that many of these groups and many of these leaders are hoping that the international community will intervene. What if the international community does not intervene? Then what? What are we going to do? If this war is to continue for the next 5, 10, 20, 30 years, and the international community does not intervene. And even if the international community intervened, it doesn't intervene for our favor. What are we going to do? What are we going to do, Southern Cameroonians? Because of lack of unity, we have been in this plight for over 50 years. We have been in this struggle with like People de Cameroon for over 50 years. Like People de Cameroon has dehumanized us, has treated us as subhumans, have treated us as lesser beings for over 50 something years. And we have had the courage, the guts to decide to stand out and fight, because that is the only key to survive. We must fight, but we cannot fight in the little groups that we've created. We must fight using teamwork. Teamwork. As I said earlier, the forces on ground zero, being it interim government or AGOC or whatever force, has not been able to liberate one county. But we spend a lot of time fighting among ourselves. Why cannot the AMF and the ADF concentrate their forces on counties that they can liberate and move forward? Why can't they do that? Then again, it is what it is. Life goes on. People are born, people die. That is a cycle of life. It is a cycle of life. The day you are meant to die, you will die. The day you are meant to be born, you will be born. It's just a cycle of life. There's just certain things that we cannot change. It is what it is. Black people can never be united. Black people can never work together for a cause that benefit them. They must depend on other people. Just like our leaders are hoping that the international community will intervene, but yet they cannot come together to make things work. So my challenge as King H is to tell Dr. Ayaba and to tell Dr. Samuel Sako, I dare you motherfuckers to come to the hot seat and answer some questions that the people of Southern Cameroon would want to listen to see what possible outcome this revolution is going to be about. And if you cannot do that for the people of Southern Cameroon, then you don't represent the people of Southern Cameroon. You present your ego, you present your political party, you present what you want to achieve using the people of Southern Cameroon, using the blood of the people of Southern Cameroon to achieve it. Now, some surrogates says, oh, the interim government is the only government. Everybody else must succumb. Succumb to what? What has the interim government does? What have they done? Excuse me. What have the interim government done to claim that they are the all in all and everybody must succumb? They have not even. They have not. They have not achieved liberty in Southern Cameroon. They have not liberated one county, one town, one village in Southern Cameroon. So why should they be the all in all? Why should every group succumb to the interim government? No, 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 no. Things don't work like that. Things do not work like that. But anyway, I just wanted to express myself as a critical thinker, as a philosopher, as somebody that is concerned with what is happening on ground zero, because life itself is war. To survive, you must fight. How you fight determine how you survive. I could say this. Dr. Samuel Sako and the interim government, AGOC and Dr. Cho Ayaba are fighting foolishly. That's my opinion. They are fighting foolishly. They are fighting stupidly. They are fighting the way they are fighting because they want to be the supreme of the country. That's why the interim government cannot compromise. That's why Dr. Cho Ayaba cannot compromise. In other words, Southern Cameroonians have gotten another president, Paul Biya, being it the interim government of Dr. Samuel Sako or AGLC of Dr. Cho Ayaba. They are all President Paul Biya, dictators and tyrants, using the blood of the people to achieve their own purpose and own goal. With that said, this is King Echu, the Pan African King, the philosopher King. Till next time.